Let's Chat. And our very first guest today is Africa Barnhill. She is the owner and operator of Evolution Wellness and Spa, located in Burlington, North Carolina. Welcome, Africa, and thank you for being a guest here on our show. You are my very first guest.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I appreciate you coming on here today.
Yes.
Before we get into what we're going to talk about, let's just let everybody kind of know how we got affiliated with one another and how we met in the industry. We met at an event a couple years ago. We were doing our thing, just now getting our businesses started. I'm in personal care and wellness, and you're an esthetician. And we just kind of clicked on that day, and we've managed to stay in contact ever since then. And you are a licensed North Carolina esthetician, and you do wonderful work because I've traveled with you from your location to location, and she's actually done my skincare, everyone, so that's how I know that she's good at what she does, and that's why I decided to have her on the show today. So my first question to you, Africa, is how long have you been in business?
I've been in business about 6 years now. I've been in the industry since 2008, but I embarked out on my own in 2015.
Okay. And what made you decide to get into the aesthetics business, especially being an African-American woman? And aesthetics is probably something that we typically don't utilize. What, as an African-American woman, what made you decide to get into the business?
Well, for me, it was health. I had some health issues when I was younger, and my goal was to start doing things more holistically.
Okay.
I was a little frustrated with the medical profession and the way that they were treating me, so I started doing my own research into holistic therapy, herbal studies, and aromatherapy, and I just happened to start coming across recipes on how to make your own skincare.
Okay.
And that was important to me, especially with having lupus. That's what I was diagnosed with. And it just became something that, because I love to create and also learning these different modalities, I decided to start a business manufacturing personal home care products, bath and body products. I did that for about 5 years, and then I decided to go to school for aesthetics as well, and been loving it ever since.
All right, okay. Well, what type of services do you offer?
I offer...
What's your main service that you offer?
My main service is Brazilians.
Okay.
Brazilians has become the thing that I do the most. When I first opened up my business, I offered a Groupon for Brazilians. That's how I drummed up business. And all of my clientele ended up becoming regular clients, and they recommend me to other people. I get a lot of word of mouth clientele and people that are searching for someone that does Brazilians. I also get a lot of clientele that are looking for someone that looks like them to do their skincare. So because of that, I do have a lot of clients that are ethnic clients that come for skincare, but I have a diverse clientele for Brazilians.
Okay, now for facial services, what type of facial services do you offer?
I offer customized facials, microdermabrasion facials, hydrodermabrasion facials. I also do peels. And that's going to be a big thing in the fall and winter. Peels are a huge service in the fall and winter for clients that have acne and hyperpigmentation in general.
And yeah, because that's really one of the reasons why I started coming to see you is because of my own acne and my oily skin. And I personally know the complications that people have with hyperpigmentation and oily skin, and coming to you actually helped improve my skin. That's why I traveled and followed you from place to place.
Yes.
So you are good at what you do. Now, the last time that we talked, I know you were transitioning from certain services you were getting rid of, and you were incorporating cannabis facials. Tell me a little bit more about the cannabis and what kind of clients would be beneficial for the cannabis services that you offer.
I won't say I'm getting rid of. I'm more incorporating them into my facials, the product lines. Cannabis is well, I won't say cannabis, let's say CBD.
CBD,
There's different types of...
Correction there.
Yes, CBD, because that is where a lot of people get confused at. They think, oh, she's going to get me high when I do this facial.
We don't want that.
Yeah, so that's a lot of pushback that I'm getting from people because they don't understand, and that's one of my biggest goals is to educate people on how beneficial CBD can be for the skin.
Okay.
But I have started incorporating a line called Color Color Up Therapeutics.
Okay.
They are out of Colorado, and they were the first CBD skincare line to actually develop a full line for CBD skincare. Most lines you see, they may just have like a serum, or a lotion, but they have a full skincare line where you can actually do a full regimen at home, a full facial. They opened up in 2015.
Okay.
And the reason why I chose them is because their education is amazing.
Okay.
I've actually taken a class where I'm a certified master cannabis esthetician through them.
Okay.
So they teach you, it's just, I can't even, I'm excited about it because there's so much that I am going to be able to educate my clients on.
So now this is the new product line that you're going to be using.
This is the product line.
Okay.
This one is the original product line I use. It's called Skin Scripts. I still use this.
Okay, I remember that.
Skin Scripts is still my baby.
Okay.
This is my favorite product with them. It's their cucumber hydration toner. The reason why I love it is because it's so hydrating for the skin. It's got an ingredient called heavy water, and it's really moisturizing for the skin. But everything else that I'm using now is Color Up. This is the cleanser. It's called Remove. I've also got an exfoliant, a moisturizer, mask, serum, and eye cream. The reason why I brought these is because everyone needs to have these 4 basic products in their skincare regimen.
Okay.
If you don't use anything else, you need a cleanser, toner, exfoliant, and moisturizer. And then you have your corrective products here.
Now, you said a regimen. Now, let's talk about that because some people, they don't know exactly what to do on a regular regimen outside of going to the salon, right? So if someone wants to take care of their skin at home, what are some of the basics that they should incorporate for morning skincare? Because obviously after you slept all night, you want to cleanse your skin in the morning. And then at bedtime, what are some basics for people who may not be able to afford an esthetician and go on a monthly basis that they can do at home? What are some of the core products that they need to use besides,
These 4 products here that I've pointed out. A cleanser. Cleanser is going to help remove the debris and dirt that you develop overnight because our skin sheds overnight.
Right.
Daytime, you want to wash away the dirt and grime from the day. Toners are good for hydrating the skin, adding that moisture back to the skin. A lot of us are dehydrated just as a society. So toners are important to have to just add kind of like sips of water back to the skin. Then you want to have an exfoliant. As we age, our skin cells don't turn over as quickly, so we need some extra help. So we need a good exfoliant. Generally, I'm not really too big on just doing a scrub. Some people, they don't really do well with scrubs. So a good exfoliant that's got a little bit of a chemical exfoliation property to it, like an enzyme exfoliant, which that's what this is beneficial for anyone. And then, of course, a moisturizer to moisturize your skin on a daily basis. So daily, you want to use your cleanser, toner, moisturizer. You want to use an exfoliant every 3 to 4 times a week. You don't want to over-exfoliate because that can compromise the skin.
Okay, so now this can be done in the morning, and then what about before you go to bed? You can also use that same regimen.
Yes. And of course, I didn't bring a sunscreen with me, which I forgot to bring, but during the day you want to use a sunscreen. Even as ethnic people, we still need to use sunscreen.
Now let's talk about that because that is something that's, with the ethnic community, we've heard about SPF, but a lot of times we don't think it's for us. And me personally, I started using SPF. Let's talk about the numbers on the SPF bottles, like SPF 30, SPF 40. Then I think sometimes they have the SPF 15. Can you explain to our audience what those numbers mean and why we should use an SPF for ethnic skin?
Yes. So the numbers are how long it lasts on your skin. People think it's strength. It's how long. So SPF 30 is going to be 30 minutes. That's why, especially when we're out in the sun during the summertime when we're like at the beach, they want you to keep applying after a certain amount of time. Because the efficacy of it will start to wear down. As far as for us, history says that we really don't need it, but with global warming, everything has changed. The sun rays have changed, so we need to use it as well.
Right, because we don't know what's out there lurking in this, in the air anymore these days. So SPF works as a protectant. So you would probably advise to put the SPF under the moisturizer?
I would put it on top of it.
On top
You
of
know,
the
if
moisturizer.
now there are SPFs that can sometimes be clogging because they have so much zinc in it.
Mm-hmm.
So find a line that works well for you. Some people don't like it, especially ethnic people. We don't like it because it makes us look hazy. So sometimes finding one that includes a moisturizer that includes an SPF will be a little bit better. And then there are clear SPFs out there. I just found this out myself.
Oh,
I actually
interesting.
utilize
Okay.
a line that they have a clear SPF. It's called Supergoop. And I love it because it really blends into the skin really well.
Now, what I've started doing with my SPF, I'll take a little bit of oil and mix it in, and then just apply it so that way it can kind of blend a little
That's
bit.
good.
Because it will leave a little caulky look on your face. So is that recommended that you can do that?
You can do that.
Wonderful.
Yeah, you can mix it in with your moisturizer as well if you,
Oh, okay.
because it will help it. Now, sunblocks and SPFs are different. Let me speak on that.
Okay.
So sunblocks you want to pat on. The SPF moisturizers, you can actually massage those into your skin like you would a normal moisturizer.
Oh,
But
okay.
sunblocks, you pat that into the skin
All right,
because
well,
of
that's some really good
the
tips.
way
Yeah.
that it's formulated.
Okay, wonderful. Now, we know that as adults, we need, because of the aging, especially after 30, of course, we need to have a regimen. What about for the teens and the preteens, like 12 and 13, with so many environmental issues going on right now? Should they start a skincare routine, and should their parents incorporate the use of an esthetician to get their kids, like their preteen boys and girls? Because facials are also for boys too, people,
Yes.
okay? You know,
Yes.
our boys, you know, they break out in acne, their pores get large, and if they're
And then they're out playing sports.
yeah, sports,
and stuff. Yeah.
especially football, basketball, they're exuding a lot of debris and oil, and they need that cleansed away. So what age should kids really start incorporating a good skincare routine?
I usually recommend 12. Age 12 is a good age to start.
Okay.
And yeah, if you can, get them in to see an esthetician, get a consultation, you know, find out what their skin type is like, what products work best for them.
Right.
I really do recommend getting a professional to look at their skin to get them started on the right path.
And how often should you go see an esthetician if you have complicated skin, or if it's just something that you don't want to do at home?
On average, it's every 4 to 6 weeks.
4 to 6
But if you
weeks.
have something that needs to be treated, such as cystic acne, you know, and you have some issues that you really want to work on, you may want to go see them more often depending on what kind of program they put you on. Like maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, depending on what type of service, what type of treatment that they've got you on.
Okay, I know you mentioned cystic acne. Now, when should a person decide, well, hey, my issues are a little bit more severe, I need to go see a dermatologist? When should you switch from going to see an esthetician to a dermatologist?
A good esthetician will direct you to a dermatologist.
Great.
I never try to take on something that I feel like, you know what, let me not do this. Let me go ahead and send you to a dermatologist. Because some of the acne can be cystic, and it can be infected from them picking or using the wrong products. It can be compromised, and there's even fungal acne. So you really want to send them to a dermatologist to really get that looked at.
Well, that's, you know, and that's an integrity issue. So I believe that if you are an esthetician or whatever profession you're in, stay within your scope. If
Exactly.
it's something that you cannot do, they need to be referred to their
Exactly.
dermatologist or their physician or their primary care. So we got that out the way, people. When
Yes.
it's time to go see a dermatologist or physician, make sure that you do that.
That's right.
Now, men, let's get to the topic of men. Should men also be taking care of their skin on a regular basis? And it's just not for women.
Yes,
You know,
yes.
men have to have self-care as well, and it's not extreme for a man to do that. Should men start taking
Oh,
better
yeah,
care of their
most
skin? And I
definitely.
do notice more men are starting to do that, but I think that there's still a stigma behind that. So what type of men should get facials? I think all men.
All
if you
men.
have all kind of skin problems, all men
men.
should get facials, right?
All men, they have the same issues that we have. They also have folliculitis from, you know, shaving and different things, and those things can get infected. So they really need to get some professional care for those issues. I have one Now, when I first opened up, I was trying to do a whole bunch of different things. You know, I had all these different facials. I had the king this and the man this, but I have one facial for men now.
Okay.
And I will customize it if they have a beard, you know. So I also, you know, will do services on the beard. I use a high frequency wand which has antibacterial properties for the beard, because you know the beard holds stuff in there.
Oh, absolutely.
So I use that high frequency wand. It has a comb attachment to disinfect the beard. I shampoo it, I condition it, I use a finishing pomade, you know, and then I also, of course, what they came to me for was to treat an issue. If they have issues, I take care of that as well.
Right. So fellas, you need to come see Africa or wherever you are. Make sure you make an appointment with your esthetician.
Yes,
so fellas
yes.
can take care of their skin as well. And we want to see more of you guys doing
That's
that.
right. It's not just for us. And, you know, I get a lot of men that come to me because their wives have sent them, you know, as a gift or something, and they end up continuously coming because they love it. It's relaxing.
Exactly. And see,
Yeah.
what I like about your place is that it's one-on-one. It's not in this big, intimidating environment. It's very peaceful, inviting, and it's just you and your client. So if you are kind of apprehensive because you don't want anybody to see you creeping into the shop, you don't have to worry about that. Her shop is very nice, and it's quaint, and it's just very welcoming. Now, we talked about the people that should get facials. Are there any people that should not get facials? Who should not get facials at all?
Well, there are contraindications if they have fungal things going on, if they have infections going on in their skin, if they've had a head injury, a neck injury. You know, obvious. Some of it can be obvious. Some of it, you know, you have to kind of let them know, no, I can't see you right now, come back to see me. If they have a cold sore, if they've had like some eye surgery, eye issues, things of that nature where you don't want to manipulate that area of their body, I would not see anyone that's got those things going on actively.
Okay, well, that's good to know. Now, let's talk about this mask acne. You know, pretty much every state is requiring us to wear masks, and we should, you know, because it's state requirement, and we got a whole lot of stuff going on. Now, I've kind of had some issues like right around here, but I also, you know, I'm into my aesthetics fairly well, so I try to manage everything. But I've been hearing a lot about this term coined mask acne. So have you seen it?
Maskne, as they call it.
Maskne? Okay.
Maskne.
Maskne, okay. So are you seeing a lot more of that?
I am.
Okay.
I am. The reason why is because we got this mask on. Our face is hot, it's perspiring, it's holding in, you know, all this debris. And then we have natural, what they call them mites. I can't remember what they call them, but natural skin mites on our skin. And it actually makes them become more active, that heat.
Yeah.
So then we're starting to see more acne, more rosacea symptoms. Anyone that has hormonal acne, that's getting worse. So it's creating that where they're starting to have acne. So yes, I'm seeing a lot of people that are coming to me, you know, they're at wit's end and they don't know what else to do. So I have created a facial specifically for that.
For that, yeah. And another thing too, you probably recommend this to your clients. People probably, what harbors the bacteria too is those cloth masks.
Yes.
And if you're not washing them daily,
or if you don't change the paper ones either frequently.
Yeah, you have to be very careful because those cloth masks, even though they're washable, your saliva is getting in there, and you laying them down on the table, and then you're picking them back up. So whatever debris or bacteria is on the table gets on that cloth mask, and then you're putting it back on. So if you're going to do the cloth mask, you should be washing them every single day. For 7 days in a week, you need to wash those, have a new cloth mask. But probably what I recommend personally, I like to use a disposable mask because you wear them once, you toss them out. Economically, you probably will have to pay for a little bit more, but it's better than breaking out all around here.
Yeah,
you know,
and then it's also holding on to everything that you've encountered during that day. So you really want to go ahead and get rid of it.
Right.
But yeah.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about cost. What is the average cost of your services?
I would say between 55 and 90. My Brazilians are 55. My facials tend to be around 90-ish.
About 90-ish. Okay. All right. Well, I think we have pretty much talked about everything with skincare today, Africa, and it's been such a pleasure with having
I
you.
appreciate you having me. Yes.
You know, this is our first segment, and we hope to do more with local businesses in North Carolina. That is our goal, to reach out to local businesses. And our sponsor for today's show is the Traveling Pedicures. And for more information on how to be a sponsor and appear on our next segment, our videos will be uploaded to YouTube, and all of the information and contact information will be right below. You can look on our YouTube description box. It'll have our telephone number on there, our email address, where you can send your information if you'd like to be a sponsored representative for our next segment. And we thank you for watching, and thank you, Africa, for appearing on our very first.
Thank you for having me. It's really an honor. Thank you.
You're welcome.